New details about a massive sunglasses theft ring connected to Middle Tennessee. 3 men face charges, but police say there could be more arrests. Miami police showed off 3,500 pairs of designer sunglasses that were stolen. Altogether, they cost at least $1.2 million. Some of them were taken from a sunglasses hut or a sunglass hut in Murfreesboro just last month.
What our investigators discovered is that 3 men were taking a rental vehicle, driving to South Carolina and Tennessee, subsequently breaking into the sunglass hut and shipping the stolen merchandise.
The 3 men were arrested 2 weeks ago here in Middle Tennessee, but police say more people in Miami could be arrested.
An update.